go. We've had 18 in the lobby the last 10 minutes. They all got in really early. Nightwing getting the last couple of minutes of practice, and Woods, he's online but hasn't joined yet. Let's hope he does at the last second. Let's quickly get the stream up. Two minutes till we start, then come on, let's get in, Nightwing. Oh, something moved on my screen. We've got Bradfield with us. He's reserving again tonight. We've got the same 4 reserves as we did last week. So as Nightwing joins us, so Emerson, who's won the last 2 races. We've also got Sloth, who won last night in the championship in that same Renault car. Actually, Bradfield in the McLaren, and our 4th reserve is Dan Murphy in the Ferrari, same as last week as well. So we just wait 2 minutes for Woods. Hopefully he can get in.
What's he doing this time, Woods? What's he up to?
Not quite sure. I saw his video earlier, getting his new PS5. He's very happy about that.
He hasn't got it, did you say?
Getting his PS5. He sent that video of that. He is online on the Discord.
You can tell if he's got a PlayStation 5 or not. You can look on the friends screen and it shows you that little white symbol.
Oh yeah, I think I did see that on him, yeah. Woods is online on Discord as well, so hopefully he is about to join.
Argentina's got himself one.
As soon as Woods does join, we will get underway then.
Not going to be on busy.
Well, Woods isn't going to be on. It's PS5's doing updates.
Jake.
Right.
Get Jake to stay.
Let's go. Everyone, let's go. Evening, Jake. Thanks for the invite, saying Tango. Tango, of course. Oh. My bottle lid. Tango has internet problems, as we know. So that's why I always have to send him about 10 invites. Although he did manage to get a podium last week in Abu Dhabi, didn't he? So finally managed to get some decent points that he deserves. Right, wait for these people to ready up. Then we'll... Well, I have told them all to ready up, we're just not sure what they're waiting for. We did the same last night. We only went with 19 in the end. We're cutting back on the reserves, getting in reserves, just because we have had a few people say we've had reserves taking points away, especially towards the end of the season, when points are getting even more important.
Oh, I doubt we're picking up any points tonight, so should be all right.
Not sure why no one's readying up. Not internet, hard drive, says Tango. There we go, then it's hard drive. That's the problem. And there you go, got 8 people readied up. There we go, finally people have readied up. God, we could have been going about 2 minutes ago. Get the stream up with my phone quickly. The championship last night in Hungary, that was eventful, wasn't it? We got rain. We did get rain in it towards the middle of the race, and cars were on the inters towards the end, and it did dry out the track right at the end. A couple of the runners towards the back put the softs on, but the guys at the front managed to cling on to those inter slicks, as they're going to be renamed after last week. and they held on. That was Sloth. It was DT Bevs reserving, and we also had Nunda. They were the top three in that order. And they dominated start to finish, those top three. It was a fantastic race. And we do have a dry quali by the looks of it. We'll ask Bradfield for his weather detail.
I'll just give it a minute, it's still loading up at the minute.
Of course, Cowie has got a full quali ban as well. After the incident with Knowlesy last week, which Knowlesy did report. And that's going by the rules, as unfortunate as it was for Cowie, as harsh, I know, because he already got punished because he was out of the race. But we did have a discussion about that with all the admins in the week. We have adapted the rules slightly now, so obviously if you do get kicked from a session, it does pop up with a disconnect message. If you screenshot that, and obviously we can tell, because we know Cowie was being genuine in that, but anyone could just leave the session and say, no, take someone out on purpose, leave the session and say my internet, and say my the server kicked me. So that's why we obviously need the evidence of it.
It's a dry race as well, Jake.
Dry race as well, brilliant. So there we go, no rain today. Of course we are about 45 seconds ahead, so the drivers have only just got into the session. There we go, Cowie retires. He's won a race from P20 before, don't forget. In Austria, P20 he started after, again, a server error when he joined late in quali, and he got through, but it put him last. And he won that race, didn't he? Which involved wet conditions. Who's going to be first out then? Siege thinking about putting the mediums on. We can see Rick Dalton's mechanics in front getting ready. It's a pain in the arse, but not changing it. Might as well wait for the PS5 saying Tango. Absolutely, yeah. Pointless investing now. Tango's P1 at the moment. In the McLaren, it's teammate Bradfield in P2. Be good if it stayed like that for them. So Siege thinks he can get through in the medium. Siege has struggled a bit more of late. Of course, we have had faster drivers join the league as well. Of course, Rick now back after he's been with us a good 6 or 7 races now. Crooksy's pace has been improving all season. Walker and Emerson are with us as well now. Of course, Emerson is just reserving again tonight, like he has done the last 2 weeks. But when he has reserved, he has been absolutely fantastic. His pace has been incredible, and he has won both races. So because we've only got 19, because Woods isn't joining the session, we are only got, and Cowie's quali ban, we've only actually got 3 cars that are going to be going out of this session, so maybe that's why Siege just thought the mediums would be good enough for him.
Someone spun. Is it
Crooksy? Has Crooksy spun? He has. He's clipped that right hand curb, hasn't he? Clipped that right curb and gone around, hasn't he? There. And again, we didn't see anyone lose it there last night, which was surprising. But I'm sure we will. Surely not go a whole weekend without someone spinning on that little white curb of death. Anyway, Idenzo has started a lap. We'll go on board with him. Oh, he locks up a little bit there. You want to swing back here, that's it. 2 wheels over that curb as closely as you can. This is a really, really hard corner. Easy to invalidate here. And he just about keeps it together there. This little curb on the right side there, that little white bit, that is where you can, if you hit that, you're going to go flying into the wall. A couple of little chicanes then. Idenzo gets through there quick enough, takes as much of the curve as he can on the outside, the right hand side. Swoops back in here. Another invalidate places on that left side there. Again, you want to swoop into here, get almost 4 wheels off. Track extends out there, goes a bit wide, and Bradfield spun and lost his wheel. Bradfield is out then. We're not sure, we won't stay on board with Idenzo. I think that's Sean now coming up to Bradfield. Whereas he's, and it's affected Sean's lap. Sean's had to abort his lap. Not sure who's up next. I think it's Crooksy. It might affect him too. Crooksy's had to abort his lap. Oh, he's gone flying through. Bradfield is the ghost, but it has made Crooksy and Sean's laps go to waste, really, isn't it? Such a shame there for Bradfield. He's lost it in qualifying. He's now got to sit with me for 45 minutes and commentate. So Jay Story goes P2. Siege did a slow lap. So we've only got 2 drivers going out now. Bradfield and Cowie are going to be 2 of them. Well, 2 of the 4. So Jay Story, we're on board. That's Siege we're on board with. Jay Story's teammates are both Haas drivers, set times early. As we see, Idenza do a 1:13.6. No, sorry, Sean doing a 1:15.1. Jay Story's been out in Q1 quite a bit of late. Not sure he's going to be the second person to go with him. It's just such a competitive field, isn't it?
Oh, Tango's gone. Same
Oh,
place,
Tango's, look, he's kept his wheel. The other McLaren's having troubles then. It's the exact same place as Bradfield, isn't it?
The horrible part of the track.
Hopefully avoids the car coming. Oh, just about. He's kept part of his wing, Tango, but it's the same place, isn't it? And has that Racing Point spun? Sean spun as well. That's the white curb he's clipped. Wow. I don't think we saw anyone spin last night in the championship on their own. And already we've had 3 big spins and Sean's lost it again. His tyres, he needs to cool those tyres down. Sean's in trouble then. He has set a time, and it was a good time too. That time might be enough to get him through. However, he was hindered by Bradfield's car on that lap. He just needs to crawl back to the pits now to avoid spinning again. His tyres are red hot. Red walls as well. Red stripes on the tyres, sorry. Yeah, look, he's crawling through and the car's still trying to spin away from him, isn't it? There we go, he's taking it super cautiously now. We've missed Rick Dalton, got to P2, Chazza P4. Siege, oh, he nearly clips that curve, doesn't he? Avoids it really nicely though. I think he's got Williams up in front. It is Chazza up in front on an in-lap. Hopefully he gets out of the way nicely for Siege, and he does. Crooksy's got up into P3. He's gone up into P3 after spinning on his first lap. This might be one of those races where we get a lot of DNFs, just looking what we've seen so far in Q1. He needs to get out of the way here, Crooksy. Oh, and Nightwing's hitting to the back of him. And Crooksy is going to be getting a penalty for that. It's given Nightwing a 5-place penalty. And that is really poor from Crooksy there.
Not the greatest start to Q1, is it?
It's been a dramatic start to Q1. Nightwing's been given a 5-place grid penalty. And Crooksy was clearly at fault there. Such a shame for Nightwing. Really, really, such a shame. I don't know why the game does that. I wish it would just leave the grid penalties alone. He's giving it to the wrong person pretty clearly there. Dan Murphy's up to P5. He is doing quality with us today, which is good. He started from the back last week. Yeah, I'm sure if Nightwing's reporting that, which he should do, then that would be a penalty for Crooksy. Any illegal blocking is an immediate Q3 ban. That is set in stone in the rules. Let's move away from that then. Who else have we got out on the track then? Serious Mushroom is on a lap going through sector 3. It's lucky that Nightwing didn't get major damage from that though. I'm not sure why he stayed out on the track. Maybe just to set a time. But yeah, he has got only half his front wings gone. I thought it would have been close to a wheel going there. Serious Mushroom goes up to P6 then. Who else have we got on laps then? We've got Emerson in sector 1. We've got Sloth on an outlap now starting his lap. We have got Walker in sector 2. I think Jay Story's going for a number try. He is slightly up on his time and he improves by 3 attempts. Good effort there from Jay Story. Next up is going to be the Ferrari and Dan Murphy. He's going for another lap. I'm not sure if he's trying to improve that time round. I think he was just saving up for another one. Walker then, let's see what type of time Walker does. Is a 1:14.6 for Walker. Good effort there. Both Alfa Romeo setting decent times. Clarkey Len's invalidated his lap. He's saved up though. He's going to go again. Definitely a contender for the race win here today, Clarkey. Brilliant battle in Abu Dhabi last week, weren't it, between Emerson and Clarkey, whole race. Clarkey's going again then. Emerson's going to be up next. Let's see what time he can do. It's a 1:13.6 from Idenzo. It's a 1:13.8 from Emerson then. Oh, who's this? We've got an Alpha Tauri as Nightwing. He's coming in the pits now. I'm not quite sure why he didn't come in the pits to begin with. I'm sure he'll be getting that in instant report as soon as he saves his footage. Tango then starting his lap. We'll have a quick look into the comments. Serious Mushroom saying this is probably the sweatiest lobby I've ever seen. It is absolutely unbelievable, some of the pace, isn't it? We've got so many top drivers. You just do not know what's going to happen. Emerson's been great the last couple of weeks. Obviously, Idenzo's the man leading the Premier League standings by a bit at the moment. Siege and Cowie second and third. They've been struggling of recent. Serious Mushrooms fourth in the standings. Of course, Sloth the winner last night. You could go through every single driver and there'd be something about them to say because of how quick they are. Absolutely fantastic, isn't it? Of course, looking forward to the race, and especially Q3, because we're going to have an amazing shootout for pole position. That is my favourite bit of the event, as we see Clarkey go up to P3, then he splits the Mercedes really close to Emerson again. Although they have got so much pace, the whole grid, you cannot help but think that Idenzo, Emerson and Clarkey are going to be the top three again. They just seem to be in a league of their own at the moment. We've got AL saying, "Sup Mushroom, good luck my friend. Do you need a driver for tonight?" We're alright now, mate. We've got 19. We just don't let people join. Sully isn't racing. He did say he'd be able to join for the race as Idenzo retires in the pits. But we have stopped that now, just because when people join mid-session, it prevents them. It causes server glitches and all sorts, ghosting away at the start of the race. So that's why I've made sure people don't do that anymore. But thank you anyway. And Tango saying sorry to Sean, so not too sure what's happened there. We know Sean was affected by the other McLaren, the Bradfield, after he lost his wheel. Not too much we can do about that. And we've got an Alpha Tauri, and Farf's crashed. Farf has crashed. He's lost his wheel at the same place. We missed it. We were looking at the comments. Exact same place as the other two guys, where Tango's going now. He lost it through there. What is it with that corner today? Farf and Bradfield lost it there. Tango's already lost it there.
You know, just have to I'll just drop it from that. Drop it.
We didn't see any. We didn't see any problems last week. Maybe these guys, because they are a lot faster, maybe they're trying to push it too much. I'm not sure. But it's really strange. 3 cars have lost it there. Tango, of course, lucky as we're on board with him now. He was lucky he didn't lose his wheel. And I think he's just setting in a banker here, really. At least set a lap. You know, it could get him through because we've got 3 cars not setting up. We're only going to have 1 more car go out.
I think that's going to be, everyone's going to be quite cautious on that bit. I certainly am.
So there we go. Tango's up to P14. At least he's got a lap on the board. And with 5.5 minutes left in the session, Nightwing's 1:31.7 gets him through because Knowlesy's not set a time yet. And as we say that, Knowlesy is coming out of the pits. So only 1 more driver's going to go out. Emerson's retired in the pits. He's safely through. So we hear a microphone and the keep plugging out and it's doing our heading. Nightwing then. Disappointed for him that he's got that 5-place grid penalty, which absolutely was not any of his fault at all. It's clearly Crooksy blocking. We were on board with him. So as soon as Nightwing reports that, obviously we'll be dealing with that after the race. Nothing we can do about the 5-place grid penalty the game's given him. He's just got to get his head down and do the best he can. And of course, let's not forget, actually, Nightwing is going to start from the back, isn't he? Because, as I forgot, we're talking about Cowie's ban as well. Nightwing, of course, has got ban of his own. He has got a Q2 ban. So Nightwing will retire at the end of this session, and he'll have to start from the very back of the grid. He got that Q2 ban, of course. Oh, he's invalidated his time as well, unfortunately. Don't think it's worth... Yeah, Nightwing, I'm not even sure why he's going out again, because he's going to be starting last anyway with that 5-place grid penalty, because he'll have to retire in Q2, so he'll be 15th at best with the grid penalty. He'll be right at the back. Now he is going again. I suppose it's just a bit of practice for him, race practice. Try and set a time, at least get through to Q2. Frustrate another driver by pushing them out, I suppose that's his aim. Clarkey's in the pit. Oh, he's gone wide there again, Nightwing, and he's gone what? How's that not invalidated? He's backed out his lamp. We see Walker retiring the pits as well. Siege going out again then. Tango in 14th, of course, needs to go out again as well, just in case Nightwing does go for a lap. Knowlesy's on a lap 2, he is last at the moment. He's left it pretty late, still got, well, still 4 minutes really, because our time is about 45 seconds in front. Knowlesy's not had a good couple of weeks really for points wise, but we know he's got the pace to be right up there. He has been really unlucky, especially last week with that Cowie incident. DRS opening for Knowlesy, crosses the line, P6, there we go. And Cowie with a full quali ban, he's actually going to be starting in 17th, because once Nightwing gets his grid penalty. It's been a strange Q1 session, isn't it? A lot of instants, as we see. A lot of the guys in the top 10 have retired now in the pits. They are happy with their laps. So at the moment is Nightwing going out alongside the 3 that retired. So Bradfield and Farf after their spins. Just coming out of turn 4. And then Nightwing as well, who's got his Q2 ban. But it looks like he is going to go for it to push somebody out here. Jay Story's not been in Q2 for a very long time, so he'll be really trying to pounce on this opportunity as Nightwing. Oh, he clipped that curl, he had to back out there. Really lucky he didn't get spun there. Yeah, top 10 are safe by the looks of things. Top 11 even, because we've just seen Serious Motion go up to P8. We're standing ball with Nightwing. So it's going to be an all Alpha Tauri back row. Nightwing and Farf, two incredibly quick drivers. They're both going to be starting on the back row. So we see Williams going slow in sector 1 on the map. Let's see what sort of time Nightwing can do then. Nothing to lose for Nightwing today. He's starting from the back of the grid. Opens his DRS. What sort of time can he do? It is a good time for Nightwing. It's a 1:14.3. He'll be gutted that he's going to have to start from the back anyway. However, that does push Tango down to P16. He is on a flying lap at the moment now as he comes through the last couple of corners. Keeps it close to the left, and this will push Jay Story down to the drop zone. Tries to stick it to the right hand side. Opens up nicely. Tango crosses the line. P4 for Tango. Fantastic effort there for Tango. Of course, he got the podium last week ahead of Idenzo after Idenzo tried to do, I don't know how many laps it was on the softs, but a ridiculous amount. And Nightwing then, look, taking a really adventurous path there, isn't he? So Dan Murphy and Sloth down in 13 and 14 retired in the pits. They might be regretting that because Jay Story, he's on a lap now. Let's see what we can do. I think this might be his final attempt at it. As he comes onto the straight, opens his DRS. Jay Story, what can he do? He does improve by 7/10, and that's a much quicker time from what we've seen in recent weeks from Jay Story. Fantastic effort from him there. It does look like he's going to be out. I don't know if he's going to have a chance or enough fuel to go for another lap. It looks like he is going for it though. Chaz is on a lap 2 to cover it off because it is only 4 temps Jay Story needs to be ahead of Chazza. Siege did improve before up to P8. He has retired now in the pits. Let's see what Jay Story can do coming out of sector 1. He is slightly down, but he can absolutely push it now as much as he needs to. He's got nothing else to lose now, Jay Story. And he needs to gain 4 temps. It's look quite neat so far. Chaz is ahead of him in sector 2. I'm sure Chaz is going to improve on his times. So Dan Murphy could be at risk here if both Jay Story and Chaz improve on their times. Hello everybody, looking forward to a good race tonight. Same Vintage, our League 1 admin. Nightwing and Sean have got the checkered flag again. Everyone else has retired in the pits. It's just Chaz and Jay Story we wait on. Chaz then, DRS, crosses the line, safely up to P10. Jay Story then is slightly up on his time. Let's see what he can do. Can he improve by enough? No, he can't. Unlucky for Jay Story there. Much improved time over what we've seen in the last couple of weeks. Unfortunately, Jay Story is a driver going out in Q1 in P16 though, along with Cowie who had that full quali ban, and Farf and Bradfield who crashed out of turn 4. We do see as a 5-place grid penalty. It didn't come up on our screen, but for Crooksy as well for that instant with Nightwing. Nightwing was not a fault at all. It was Crooksy's fault, so he has already been punished for that, along with the Q3 ban he'll get next week, because Nightwing has got a penalty that's completely unfair. Nightwing's going to be out anyway. He's going to start at the back of the grid because he has got the Q2 ban, so he'll retire his car in the next session. Only 6 tenths in between Dan Murphy and Jay Story. Looking towards the top, again it is those top 3, Idenzo, Emerson and Clarkey, and then Tango, the other man, making up the top 4. Rick Dalton pretty close too though, as are Nightwing and Crooksy. It's such a shame they've got those penalties. Q2 then. Let's have a quick look through the Discord. Now, yesterday we saw everyone go through on mediums, didn't we? Apart from Jake the Slayer put softs on, which he regretted. And then the Maniac, of course, put softs on as well. Nightwing has retired then after that Q2 ban that he's got. So I do think everyone will try and go for the mediums. And of course, with one car already out, it does create more of an opportunity.
Let's see what they do in that corner on the mediums.
Yeah, well, hopefully not do a you. Look in the comments, we have got Theo saying, hello guys. Theo, of course, P7 yesterday in the championship. Theo, after about 8 weeks, Theo finally gets his first points with us. Well done, fantastic mate. P7 for him last night. I was really happy with that. Serious Mushroom saying, I'll be glad when this car park is over. Chazza saying, been a while since I was in Q2. Yeah, Chazza has been knocked out quite a bit recently. Although he will be happy now he is through to Q2. Hopefully he can push on as well and aim for Q3, especially with one of the cars having a Q2 ban as well. Dylan in the comments saying, evening lads as well. Dylan, of course, racing in both League 1 and Championship yesterday. Let's have a look then. Who is going to be first? The set lap is going to be the Ferrari. I think that's Dan Murphy. It is Dan Murphy. He is on the mediums.
Oh, he's got wing damage.
Has Dan Murphy got wing damage, has he? Yeah. Oh, he seems struggling to get through that corner. I'm not sure how he's got that. And he's getting out of the way. And he has, yeah, he's got big wing damage. We've missed that. He's obviously had a big spin somewhere. Not sure where that's happened. That Ferrari needs to come back in the pits. On his outlap, he's obviously lost it. Not quite sure how. Anyway, Sean then on the mediums is going to be next. We see both Williams going out at the same time. Look. So we're going to watch Sean's lap then. We'll go on board with him. Dan Murphy's retired the car. He's come in the pits and retired the car. I'm not quite sure why. We did see last week that he does like to start the car from the back of the grid. So he might just be doing that, staying out of the way of the guys at the front. He is only reserving, so he might not want to interfere with the other guys' race. So we see Sean. Oh, he's invalidated. Just see he turned in slightly too early. As soon as you do that, if you try and correct it, you're going to go flying and probably hit the wall. Like we did see a couple of other guys go through. And it is that turn 4. It's so fast and so bumpy. You need to get it inch perfect, or you're going to invalidate, or you're going to risk going off like we saw quite a few guys do earlier. And we've got a Williams, I think that is. No, it's a Renault. It's Crooksy. He's lost it. He's clipped that curb, hasn't he? Not sure if he's got wing damage or not, but he's clipped that right-hand side curb. Takes out the bollards as well. I don't think he has got wing damage. Drivers are really struggling, aren't they? Serious Mushroom then. Actually, we're going to go on board with Walker. He's only on an outlap. He's following the car pretty closely. No car's actually set a lap yet, would you believe? Nearly 4 minutes in. I think Sean's going to be the first one, though. No, he's not, because he invalidated, of course. Serious Mushroom's going to be first to set a lap. No, he's not. He's come in the pits. Don't these guys want to set a lap? Idenzo is on an outlap. Both Mercedes on outlaps. Sloth's line up. Tango, yeah, he was getting past. I think it was Crooks. And Crooksy's got another 5-place grid penalty for another collision with Tango. Well, a collision with Tango this time, so it's 10 places now for Crooksy. It's twice he's been blocking someone on their lap. And Crooksy's... Tango's got 115 too. We didn't see it. Bradfield obviously did. Tango takes P1 then. Next up, we're going to see the two Williams guys. Chaz has invalidated his time. Clarkey hasn't invalidated time, so we can actually have something to watch. Clarkey goes quicker than Tango. Only just. Those two are definitely two contending for pole position, aren't they? With Emerson and Idenzo, that's what we think so far. Idenzo himself is on a lap. Sean goes up to P3, his teammate, also on the mediums on his second run though. Yellow flag, it's just for Cargo and Sully in sector 1. See what Idenzo can do then. So stay away from that curb. And he comes onto the straight nicely. How close is it going to be? Oh wow, it's a second quicker than Clarkey in Tango. Absolutely sensational. That was Rick's on a bit quicker than Clarkey in Tango too. 1:15.0, but still 8 tenths off Idenzo. We see Alfa Romeo start their lap. That's Walker. And we see Emerson go up to P2 with 1:14.7. And so both Mercedes doing well. Black is still half a second off Idenzo. And then we see Crooksy go up to P6. And after, but he has got 2 5-place grid penalties. So he really needs to get as high up the field as he can. Next across the line is going to be a Haas. That's going to be Siege to start his lap. We've got Walker, I think is the only guy on the lap at the moment as he's purtled through sector 1. Sorry, I bit my drink at the time. Walker, he lost it. He lost the rear end, got a bit too much of that curb, didn't he? Oh, I don't know if that was a glitch that time or not, but he's really struggling to look after the car here, Walker. Losing the back end constantly. He is going to set the lap though. Obviously with a couple cars retiring there is more opportunity to get through on the mediums. Let's see what he can do. He is quite a bit off though, isn't he? It's a 1:15.8 and we thought it was going to be a slower lap. He's definitely going to need to improve, and that was his second lap on those mediums too, so he might start to lose a lot of the grip out of those. He might be tempted to come on the softs. Crooksy coming in the pits then. We've got Sloth, Serious Mushroom, both on their laps. Sloth's going to be, well, he's coming through sector 1. Serious Mushroom's going to be the first one to set his time. Comes through the final corner then, Serious Mushroom. In that Alfa Romeo, let's see what we can do, and then we're going to run through the standings as well. P7 for Serious Mushroom, and Siege is also on a lap. Let's have a quick look then through the standings. We've got Idenzo in P1, 284. Siege is 247, so the gap of 37 points now. And after this race, there's only 4 left. So Siege really got to start to close that gap with the form Idenzo's in though. It's going to be really hard to stop. Cowie's 12 off Siege. There's about 98 points to Serious Mushroom. Clarkey in 5th. Bottom 3 at the moment is Sully on 3, Walker on 0, but he's not going to get relegated just because he's only done 2 races with us. That wouldn't be fair. As we see Siege go up to P7, we're going to go aboard with Knowlesy now. He's going to be next to finish his lap. So Sully, and obviously Irish as well, he's going to be dropping down anyway as he struggles to make this time. He's not raced for us the last good few weeks. Crooksy's up in the P9 after a good few races now, although he's going to be starting lower down today, isn't he? Knowlesy, let's see what he can do. P7 for Knowlesy, there we go. He's 4 tenths quicker than Siege, so Siege could be in trouble there. I think 7th and up are looking good with those times. P1's just another animal, isn't it, in P1. 5 tenths quicker than the rest of the pack. Racing point 325 and the constructors 35 clear Ferrari. Another 37 back to Haas, so they are the top 3. Contending for the title still. Mercedes, Alfa Romeo, Williams, Red Bull, McLaren, AlphaTauri and Renault are the next 6 then. All goes a bit quiet, doesn't it? It's Clarkey. I think Clarkey was on another lap actually. However, he has now invalidated, and everyone else is in the pits apart from Knowlesy and Siege on in laps, and Walker's actually just come out on an out lap. See how cars lose it through there. Clip that curb too much, swing back in left too much, and then flying into the wall. You can see how it happens. So at the moment, Sloth and Chazza haven't set times. There is still 5 minutes left of the session. Nightwing and Dan Murphy are out. Nightwing's going to be starting at the back. Yellow flags is just for Knowlesy going slowly, getting out of the way, exactly like we should. Tango's left the session. There we go. It's the first time that's happened so far the session. He has got about 6 invites that we sent him, because we knew this was going to happen. I just hope it doesn't happen at the end of quali or in the race, as Serious Mushroom's retired in the pits then. So I think he must be happy with his time. He doesn't want to go to the softs. Walker now starting the lap. He is going on the mediums again. Sean's in 10th on the mediums as well. He's already done 2 laps. Will he come out on the softs, or is he going to go for another lap on the mediums? Didn't pay attention. May rain, saying Serious Mushroom. Bradfield's already told us there's no rain at all. Crooksy's retired in the pits as well. Crooksy, I think, yeah, he should be safe. He's got a lot of cars retiring below. Emerson is now retired. As noted, he cannot possibly be knocked out at the session, so he's going to start on the mediums. Again, it does get a bit quiet, doesn't it, when cars retire or crash out, because not as many places for people to go out. Tango saying, what the, you know what, was that lap? I'll be watching that back. Yeah, I think you must be talking about Idenzo there. 1:14.2 on the medium tyres. It says on soft, but that's on fitted. 1:14.2, that beats our pole time yesterday, I think, which was obviously on softs in Q3. A tidy lap from Walker then. Sure, he's going to improve. Let's see what he can do. And as he comes across the line, he does improve by quite a lot as well. It's a 1:15.08, and well, nearly 9 tenths improved by. Puts him up to P3 and safely through to Q3 for Walker. Chaz is on a lap then. Chaz is on the softs, but he has invalidated his time. Not sure if he's racing to come back in the pits to put another set of fresh softs on. Don't know why my standings keep glitching on the left, as Tango's retired in the pits as well. He's safety through, as so many cars but below him have retired too, and Chazza is coming into the pits. He'll have enough time, as it is just a short track. He'll have enough time to quickly change over those softs, refuel the car. Sloth also in the pits then. I'm not sure what Sloth's been waiting for. I don't think he's been on track at all, has he? Sean's also in the drop zone then. Of course, Nightwing and Dan Murphy, who are out.
People gambling on the soft tyres, aren't they?
Oh, no one's actually set a time on the softs yet. But we can see, yeah, Siege is the only car out on the softs, and Sean's coming out, and he is going for another lap on the medium, so he isn't gambling for it at all. Siege, however, is 4 tenths up. He's going full of soft tyres, isn't he? Early on in the season, he was the main man. He was the man to beat. But he's fallen down lately, isn't he? He's not been at his best. DNF the last 2 races. Great to see Siege back on the top step of the podium, but he's got a lot of work to do. And of course, just seeing him having to go onto the softs to make sure he's safely through to Q3 just shows how much of a hard time he's having lately. Chazza is now coming out. He's going on the mediums, Chazza. So there we go. That's a bit of a surprise. Let's see what sort of time Siege can do then. He comes in the pits and he aborts it last minute. He'd rather take the risk. He's in P9. You can see a lot of the guys below. Sean is out on the mediums. Chaz is out on the mediums. So he thinks he's going to do enough to get through here. Siege. Serious Mushroom's a man in immediate danger. Siege does retire the car in the pits then. So the top 5 are definitely going to be safe as well. Clarkey's on another lap. Yeah, he's backed out. I think he knows now he's safely through. So these are the 3 cars, the only 3 cars left in the session then. Sean just starting his lap, then Sloth's on the softs on an out lap, and Chaz is on an out lap on the mediums then. And he will get to the checker flag in time, absolutely. All three of them set fantastic times, and Knowlesy's 4 attempts clear of Siege and Mushroom, so I should think Knowlesy will be safe. It is let R under threat then from getting through to Q3. As in front, you expect Sloth to get through on the third on the stream. Not quite sure what that's about.
Did you have any issues yesterday? Because
we did have issues yesterday, yeah.
Yeah, in my other league race.
What an error has occurred on the stream, not sure what that's about. We have got a couple of people left of the session. Confirmation, Dan Murphy's out, Nightwing's out. Nightwing will start from the back with that 5-place grid penalty. Serious Mushroom Siege out as well. Chazza, I'm sure he'll be happy with that P11 though. Fresh tyres, I'm starting in P11. Ahead of Siege and Serious Mushroom, who are 2nd and 4th in the standings. Yeah, we keep getting constant. The stream's spinning around, I'm not quite sure what's going on there.
It's that new update and they said they weren't going to... People aren't going to lag out or disconnect, and it's even worse.
Codemasters are shocking, aren't they? I mean, PSN aren't much better at the moment. Yeah, we're just going to get the Knowlesy and Tango another invite back in. It was Sloth as well, wasn't it? So Knowlesy, Tango and Sloth will get another spare invite. And then we'll get away with Q3. Get underway Q3. Oh, well, now I can drink, says Serious Mushroom. Let's get I'm Sloth an invite. There we go then. Get our telemetry and that sorted then. Sloth has joined back. It's good to see. Chazza says he'll be 10th after grid penalties and fresh tyres. Get in, yeah, so he's really happy with that, of course. Crooksy has got 10-place grid penalty because of 2 5-place grid penalties for separate blocking incidents. So that's a good position for Chazza to be in then. Of course, all the other guys in the top 10 are starting on the medium tyres. I don't think any of them qualified on the softs, did they? Everyone's on an outlap then, apart from Knowlesy and Sloth, the 2 guys that were kicked from the session, but they have now joined back. Let's have a look who's going to be first, and it's going to be the Alfa Romeo Walker. Oh, he's locking up his tyres though on his preparation lap. Here goes Walker then. We've got yellow flag, sector 3, just for cars slowing down, get ready to start their lap. Walker then crosses the line, he's going to be first to start his lap. Let's see what he can do as he goes down to turn 1. Late braking zone. Oh, he's braked a little bit too late there, he's locked up. But he's got a good line still, so I don't think he'd have lost too much time there. Again, he's got a bit too much of that curb there. Perfect through that corner, keeps it together. This is the toughest one on the track, isn't it? Clip that right curb, clip the left one. That's perfect from him from there. He wasn't 100% flat out, I don't think. Not the quickest I've seen a car go over there, but it was quick enough. And he didn't invalidate, that's the main thing. Again, another little lock up, and that would have cost him about a 10th or so. See, car's almost going on the grass, and on that right hand side we just saw. This looks a quick lap from Walker. Yeah, sector 2 has been absolutely fantastic from Walker, apart from the first. Little chicane, little lock up there, won't cost him too much. A little 180 then, well, a big 180, swooping round. Takes that left hand side, open out as if to go into the pits. Swoop back in then. Oh, I'd have gone a bit closer to the pit wall personally then. He took a bit too much of that curve. It's still a fantastic lap. It's a 1:14.4 then. Next is Idenzo's. That's a 1:13.2. Insane. Absolutely insane. His teammate Sean's going to be next in. Let's see what Sean can do. He crosses the line. P2 is a 1:14.4. He's quicker than Walker. Good effort there. We've got Rick Dalton up next then. He's got his teammate Emerson right behind him. Might have got a little slipstream from him. Let's see what Rick can do then. Opens his DRS, crosses the line, 1:13.9. Emerson Hilton goes P2 of 1:13.4. 10th and a half off Idenzo's. We'll see Crooksy go up to P5 then. He's got 10 places to be demoted, of course, in that grid penalty though. So Idenzo 1:13.2 is going to take some beating. Be interesting to see what Clarkey can do. He's come in the pits though, so I think he must have been validated. Knowlesy's now going out for his outlap. Sloth we're on board with on an outlap too. That's not Sloth we're on board with. Sloth on an outlap. There we go. Oh, Tango got kicked from the session again. So that's why he got put back in the pit. So he has joined back. Sent invites to those I can in case you get kicked. Yeah, brilliant. They did. Everyone did get 3 invites before the session started anyway. They should all be able to join back if they get kicked in the race. Not too much action on the track then. We won't have for the next couple of minutes until Sloth. Yes, Sloth of course on his lap. Let's not forget about that. The winner yesterday in Hungary then, so he's got a lot of experience around here. He held on, worked fantastically defending from it with DT Bevs and Nunda behind him at different stages of the race, and that he made that race work. I think it was leading from start to finish, apart from about half a second where Nunda edged in front of him trying to dive down in a braking zone, but Sloth led the race start to finish. He was dominant. Premier League will be a bit more of a challenge for him. This lap looks tidy then. Of course, Sloth, yes, Sloth is starting on softs. Forgot about that. Sloth will start on the softs. He got up to P2 right at the end, didn't he? Opens his DRS, and let's see what sort of time Sloth can do. It's P7, it's a 1:14.8. And there we go, yeah, Sloth, obviously, winner for the championship yesterday. I think it's on pole as well, wasn't he? It just shows the difference between the Premier League and the championship. 1.6 seconds off Idenzo's time there. And that's just incredible from Idenzo, isn't it? We've got Clarkey then, he's just started a lap. Knowlesy just starting sector 2. Ignore the purple sector 1, that is a glitch, I don't know why it does that. Takes a lot of the curb there. Knowlesy doesn't go as wide as we've seen some people go. I personally don't go wide onto the grass there. I tend to find I lose time and I'll end up spinning it. Takes a lot of the curb there, no Knowlesy. Straightens up nicely, 52.8 through sector 2. Yeah, I think that's absolutely perfect there. Into that little right-hander. Try and avoid that white curb there. But he's doing well here, Knowlesy. It looks a really tidy lap. Of course, we've seen untidy laps before and they've turned out to be a lot quicker. See what Knowlesy does. 1:14.1 puts him up to P4. Good lap there from Knowlesy. Only a couple of attempts off Rick. Onto the second row of the grid then. We see, oh, look at those times. 0.036 separates Sean, Crooksy and Walker then. Walker, who is already on another outlap. And he's going to be ready to start his lap soon. We're on board with Clarkey. Clarkey's about to finish his lap. Let's see what Clarkey can do. Can he get close to Idenzo? He crosses the line. It's a 1:13.5 for Clarkey then. He does slot in about a tenth and a half off Idenzo into P3 then. Takes up that second row of Rick Dalton, then pushes Knowlesy and the other guys down then. Walker on a lap. Tango also on a lap. Feels really quick, this does, from Tango. I think that's a few attempts off the sector time from Clarkey low coming out of sector 2. He's got that really neat there. I think that's perfect going through that line. Avoid that little white curve completely, but don't go too wide away from it, otherwise you'll start to lose time. Great entry onto the straight as well. Tango does a 1:14.0. He slightly just slots in between Rick Dalton and Knowlesy, right in the middle of those times. Small margin for error there though, so all it takes is one extra corner to master. And Clarkey's retired. He's crashed. Clarkey's crashed and we can't see it because there's no car anywhere near him. And that is it's a strange place to crash. That's that bit where you come over that right hander and then the track extends out wide on the left hand side. And he's just crashed there, isn't he? We're on board with Tango, so we'll be able to, his car will disappear by then. We'll be able to show where he lost it. It's a strange place to lose. Clarkey, he's not going to have a second run at it. He was on. Oh, I'm not sure if he was on a lap or not, but Walker's actually had to go again, just because he must have invalidated on his first lap, and whether he made a mistake and saved up. Oh, we've missed it. Oh, for goodness sake. There we go, behind Tango Lair. Oh, we're going board with Walker then. We'll have a look at where Walker is. Second I look at where we missed it. Go on, Walker, I'd need them points saying serious Marshall McCall's an Alfa Romeo driver. Oh, and Walker's invalidated his time. It's a strange place to invalidate. It's over that little double chicane. Turned in a bit too early there, Walker. That's a shame. Hope he is saving up. I'm not sure if he's going to have enough fuel. He will have time. There we go. Here. He must... Just behind there. He must have hit that wall there. Walker, I'm sure, has got time. Just about to come into the pit, so... His fuel gauge is flashing red. Not sure if he's got enough fuel to go for one more lap. He is going to come in the pits then. And he should just about have enough time to change those tyres over and refuel. All 9 cars remaining in the pits then. Actually, we do see a car now go out in front. You'd think everyone else will be coming out around now in the next 30 seconds or so for their second run. First car out, it looked like a Williams. Can't be a Williams. It was a Mercedes. Can't be a Williams. There's no Williams left. What's the next race saying? And the next race for Championship and Premier League next week is Brazil. Nunda was saying yesterday that he wished he could do Brazil yesterday because it was the League One guys racing in Brazil. Nunda, you've not got long to wait, mate. That's next week. Oh, flicked the button. I think it's Brazil next week, and then we go to Canada, and then we go to Australia, and then the season finishes in the Netherlands at Zandvoort then. So it's a difficult end to the season. Whoop whoop, saying Nunda. Shadow's saying it's Brazil. He looks happy about that as well. Serious Motion saying he likes Brazil. I like Brazil as well. I really like Brazil. Rick Dalton, so all the cars are now on their out lap. Rick Dalton is going to be the first one to cross the line by quite a bit as well. So not a great camera angle, is it? What's your prediction for pole position then?
Oh, Denzo, it's got to be.
It's got to be Idenza, isn't it? You'd be a fool not to say. Whether if he doesn't improve his lap, he makes a mistake, then it's only just over a tenth to Emerson. So I'm sure Emerson will be interested. Oh wow, Rick Dalton 7,000ths up, tiny margins. He really went for it there though, didn't he? Again, of course, on the second runs, people will go for it a bit more because the first time they just want to get a time on the board, don't they? But Rick already up in the fifth, he might be thinking, let's just absolutely go for it now. And he's really attacking these curves, and he's been really aggressive here, Rick. This sector 2 looks super fast from him. He's 3.5 tenths up, Rick Dalton. He's 5.5 tenths with his teammate Emerson. So he needs to improve by another couple of tenths in sector 3, and he's locked up there, and that might cost him. However, this is looking good. It might push Clarkey down here, Rick Dalton. That'd be great for his brother Idenza if he can. Let's see what Rick can do. He's definitely going to improve. Rick crosses the line. It is P4. He didn't improve as much in the final sector. He pushes Walker down. Of course, he's on a lap. But Clarkey stays ahead of him, which is important for Clarkey. Next up is going to be Tango then. He is about half a tenth up then. He needs about 4 tenths though to get to Rick and Walker. So Tango is looking like P6 is going to be the best possible for him today then for qualifying here at the Hungarian track. And he comes onto the straight and he does improve just under 2 tenths. Tango crosses the line. P6 it's going to be for him then. I think it's Crooksey. Crooksey's going to be next. He's half a second up. Crooksey goes up into P6. He's got 10 plays grid penalties though, so he will fall further down. Knowles, he's up next. He's a tenth and a half up. He might not go up any other places here. Let's see what Knowles does. Crosses the line. He does improve his time, but he's just behind Tango there. Next up, not sure. It's Idenzo. He does a 1:13.1. Emerson's next. It's a 1:13.2. Idenzo looks like he's going to be on pole position then. Next up is going to be Walker. He spins it. He was up. He was up, Walker. He could have been P3, but he spun it then. As we see Sloth cross the line for P10. Rick Dalton comes in the pits. Walker, he would have got P3. It was just under a tenth up. And he spins it, coming onto the final straight. Idenzo takes pole position then. Emerson in P2. Clarkey P3 despite crashing on his second attempt. Rick Dalton P4. Walker in 5th. Crooksey got up to 6th in the end. Of course, with those penalties, he will fall further down though. Tango P7 up to P6. Knowles will be up to P7. Sean up to P8. Sloth up to P9. And P10 is going to be Chazza after Crooksey's grid penalties. I think Crooksy will probably start 15th then, because of course I know that's only 9 places down, but Nightwing in P15 has got a 5-place grid penalty of his own. I lost it when I joined saying Serious Mushroom. There we go. At them times there's something else. Says Jazza. They're absolutely incredible, aren't they? Look at it. 113.1 for my Denzo. 113.2 from Emerson as well. He's a bit of a gap to Clarkey. I'm sure Clarkey would have improved if he got his second lap done. And Walker, he'll be gutted because he probably knows that he'd have got up to P3 if he kept it together just for that final corner. That's a shame for him. There's a big difference between 3rd and 5th. But that top 3, we did predict it, didn't we? That would be the top 3. And it was the top 2 with those times that really stood out in the end. Though Tango saying he lost it all turn 5. Yeah, all it takes with Hungary is just one. You need to get the whole lap perfect, don't you? That's what Idenzo and Emerson continue to do every track. Absolute perfect lap. It's sunny then.
There we go.
Have a look at the starting grid. It will be a bit different to the qualifying, obviously, after the grid penalties. First one was for an instant between Crooksy and Nightwing. Crooksy just don't know what he was doing, just sat in the middle of the racing line. Nightwing went into the back of him. Absolutely Crooksy's fault, but Nightwing unfortunately got a penalty for it as well. And in the second one we didn't see it, but Crooksy got in the way of Tango. It didn't seem to affect him too much, but it still gave Crooksy a 5-place grid penalty for him not properly moving out the way. Have a look through the grid then. We've got, there we go, Nightwing is down to P19 and his teammate Farf alongside, well, he's not on the back row because we've only got 19 tonight because Woods decided he couldn't make it at 7:30. AlphaTauri at the back, Cowie with that full quali ban. It's actually only 17th at the end. Oh no, Sloth's left the session. That's a terrible time to leave the session. Obviously been kicked. Bradfield 16th, Crooksy 15th, and as we thought, we will give Sloth another invite. Should have one anyway. There we go, Sloth's got the invite. Jay Story up to 14th, and probably his best starting position for a long time. Obviously helped by a couple of crashes and a couple of grid penalties. They'll be looking to thrive on that then. Siege and Serious Mushroom, got to watch out for them. We'll have to have a look what tyres. Is anyone going to go on the hards? I would personally go on the hards. Siege has done exactly that. P11 on the hard tyres. He's going to try and do a long stint now. It's going to be his best chance of getting points or hope for a safety car around the 2/3 mark of the race, and he can put some fresh mediums on. Can't need to go to the end. That would be good for Siege. Would love to see Siege back up the top. Dan Murphy's also gone for the hards, as has Farf down in P18. Everyone else is on the mediums, apart from Sloth starting on the softs in P9. After he had to use them to get through to Q3. Can't go enough in the mud then, and Alfa Romeo. I think that's Serious Mushroom. No, it was actually Walker, wasn't it? It was further forward. Hopefully Sloth can take control of his car once he gets back on the grid. Hopefully it doesn't send his ghost flying off into P1 either. Nightwing is meant to be P15, says Falling Moments. No, that should restart. No, we shouldn't restart. Nightwing is meant to be P19. He got a 5-place grid penalty. I know it wasn't his fault, but we cannot just restart every single race when one thing goes wrong, because we would never get a race started with these. We just have to put up with these servers as they are. Quick lap then, isn't it? We're back round already. It was a quick formation lap for my Denzo. He's led the pack away. Yeah, still see Sloth Ghost and them. Denzo is waiting. We've got lights and cars aren't revving up, so these are false lights. Lights out, and we don't go because we have not got the cars revving up. As you look at the bottom right, as soon as you see him pushing on the accelerator, that's when we got the lights. Here we go then. Lights are on. Invisible, but they are. And now we have lights out, and away we go. Idenzo leads them away well. We've got Sloth falling down already. Clarkey's had a terrible start, and he's been taken by Rick Dalton already. Walker's side by side of him. Rick goes down the inside of his teammate Emerson. He contact is made. It's clean from all of them though, so from what we can see. Emerson passed by Rick for P2. They're going to go side by side though, and Rick takes a wide line. His teammate gets him back. Walker's close with Rick, and it's all incredibly clean. Clarkey losing more places. Tango's up to P5. Siege is struggling on those hards early on, so he's fallen down to P14. And Cowie's already up to P11. Fantastic start from Cowie. See cars going side by side there. Not quite sure who it was. Both Renaults then up to P9, P10. Crooksy's had a good start too. And Siege and Nightwing. Siege has got damage, and Nightwing looked all over the place there. Not sure what happened. And then Siege is side by side with Farf. It's been a poor start for Siege, and I'm not sure how he drops them a few places down at the beginning. Siege with that wing damage. Bradfield and Murphy behind him now, putting him under pressure. It was a good start. Apart from that, as we see, Nightwing's lost it. Nightwing's lost it, and he's lost his wheel. And Siege lost it as well just before. Safety car we've got. Then to Siege out yet again. Nightwing out also. Dreadful starts for them again. Nice start. Nightwing deserves it, says Formula Moments. Well, he's out of the session now. Walker's in the pits. I'm not quite sure if he's got damage there or what. So Idenzo first, Emerson second, Rick third, Tango up to fourth, Clarkey fifth, Sean in sixth, and Knowlesy seventh. Cowie's up to P8. Fantastic start for Cowie. Really happy for him. Didn't like giving him that ban for last week, but he's up in a P8 after lap 1 already. Fantastic effort for Cowie. Puts him back in this race. Crooksy P9. Chazza in 10th on those fresh mediums as well. Dan Murphy 11th. Bradfield 12th. Jay Story 13th. Serious Mushroom 14th. Walker in 15th. Not sure why he pitted. Didn't know if he had wing damage. I presume he did. Sloth in 16th, and he's pitted for hards. I think that might have just been strategy though, because he started on the softs. And then Farf down in 17th then. We did see collision towards the back. Have a look at the position change then. So yeah, Walker's been the big loser, isn't he? Clarkey's lost out a couple of positions too. As you can see, Cowie's gained 9 places. And guess who Cowie's next to? Crooksy and P9. They always end up next to each other. And Sloth's got a penalty already for multiple warnings under the safety car. Be gutted with that. Cowie and Crooksy always manage to come together, don't they? We always see a great battle between them. Sean's gained a couple of places then. And Tango has gained a couple as well, up into P4. Rick had a good move down the inside of Emerson, didn't he? And then he was really fair when Emerson came to overtake him again. Great battle in between the two Mercedes guys. I wish the two Mercedes in real life could have battles like that. Idendo does lead though. Nothing changes there. We'll stick back onto the tyres. Actually, penalties, there we go. And see our new penalties as well. We debut that in the Premier League. Just Sloth so far, getting a 3-second penalty. Ferrari needs a good result. Yes, Cowie, same Formula Moments. Yeah, I am happy for Cowie as well. Definitely 9 places he's gained. Fantastic start he's had. Safety car stays on for another lap then. I think it was Nightwing that Siege made contact with in the first place. That's what's caused Siege's damage. I don't know what caused that second crash for Nightwing then, the one that took his wheel off. We just saw the end of it when it was flying into the wall. And then Siege, I haven't got a clue what happened there either. We've got Derrin Dorkip in the comments saying, how can we join this league? If you message my PSN mate, that's Jake Wilson 28. Send me a message on there and we'll have a chat, mate, about getting you in. I'll write it down on the comments just while we've got the safety car. Oh. Did you see anything from your angle, Justin? Because I think you overtook both the cars when they crashed.
Yeah, I don't know if Siege went into the wall. I don't know. I've got it on my footage.
Yeah, we'll have a look at your. We'll have a look at your footage at the end. Just might help us get a good view of what happened. Surely a safety car's coming in, so that would be a late call. Well, it wouldn't be a late call actually, and not as far as I thought. We've seen late calls in Hungary for the safety car coming before. We've got pink Mercedes, followed by Mercedes and Mercedes, making up the top 3. Safety car is coming in this lap then, so Idenzo will hold up the pack. I hope there's no collisions under the safety car. This league's been fantastic this year, but it has been the one thing that's let it down a couple of times. Collisions under the safety car, really unnecessary. All looks clean so far. Now Denzo is weaving to get as much temperature in those medium tyres as he can. Everyone's on the mediums now apart from Dan Murphy on the hards and Walker and Sloth after they've pitted for hards. When's Denzo going to drop it? When's he going to go? Emerson staying well back. He's gone now and Clarkie's spun. Clarkie's facing the wrong way. What has happened to Clarkie then? Denzo's gone then. Emerson's too far back. Rick Dalton's too far back. Tango's having a look at Rick Dalton. He's getting close up to him. All the gaps are about the same, apart from Cowie catching up to Knowles. I'm sure Cowie will want a bit of revenge there. Obviously, Cowie and Knowlesy had that collision last week. Knowlesy, of course, did report that, rightfully so, and it affected both of them after they both crashed out. So Knowlesy, of course, I'm sure he's not going to give that place back easily as Walker gets past Jay Story for P12. There's a bit of contact there as well. I think it affected the other Alfa Romeo behind. He's under pressure from Farf now. I'm sure Knowlesy's not going to give that place up easily, is he, like we were saying. Cowie, of course, has got to watch out for Crooksy. They've had some fantastic battles, haven't they, over the season. Chazza and P9's fallen back from this battle, though. Dan Murphy's even further back. I'm sure Bradfield's going to be closing up to Dan Murphy, as he is on the medium tyres, the softer compound. Clarkie at the back then. He had a poor start, didn't he? And now it's gone from bad to worse for him. So he's right at the back of the grid. He's all over the place. He's wobbly, isn't he? He needs to cool those tyres down. Denzo, it's half a second off Emerson, and Rick has already fallen out of DRS range. Obviously no DRS yet because we had a safety car. Tango closing up on Rick, then Sean is in P5. Great effort from him so far. Falling a bit further back from Tango though. And Farf's getting past Serious Mushroom for P14 then. Oh wow, where's that happened? Where's he got that move done? Was that at the penultimate corner? Jay Story's gone further down it, and Sloth has been passed by Clarkie for P16. Serious Mushroom's got past Jay Story for P14 then, so Jay Story falling down the order. He's really in the mix as well today. Great to see from him. He's side by side with Clarkie now. Go on board with Clarkie. He's going to go to the outside, isn't he? He breaks a lot later than Jay Story, and he gets the move done. Great move there from Clarkie. It's still about half a second between the top two of them. And a good couple of laps of race, and Jay Story has just let Sloth past him. Such a hard track to follow, isn't it? You just need to get that exit perfect, and track position's so key here, just because Denzo can go on lean fuel, save up all his ERS the whole lap, and it's absolutely cane it down the straight as Crooksy's got a 3-second time penalty. It does, as the battle between Crooksy and Cowie, as fantastic as it is, they do tend to get a lot of penalties between them. I can't help but think it could be a battle for positions higher up if they didn't get so many penalties. Denzo's moving away to try and break the slipstream from Emerson. If you look in the comments, we've got Darren Dorkip saying PS4. It is PS4, mate. This league is every Saturday. We also have 2 leagues running on a Friday as well. Emerson then, that gap is just going to be about the same. They've got such similar pace, these two at the front of lane. Denzo's always a bit quicker in quali, isn't he, than the other guys, but when it comes to the race, the pace is very similar, and all the gaps behind are about a second, aren't they? They're all evening out apart from Knowlesy is gaining on Sean. Sean is actually causing a little bit of a train now behind Knowlesy and Cowie, catching up to him. I think Crooksy will be up next. Chaz is actually within a second of Crooksy, and Dan Murphy is a bit further back on those hard tyres. He's right in the mix for hard tyres. We've got a yellow flag, and I think that's Jay Story. It is Jay Story. He's had a spin there. It's a strange place to spin it there for Jay Story. He's not got any damage though, so it's good to see he can carry on. He'll be driving around the back, which is a shame, but he'll be hoping for a safety car. Not looking too good for Jay Story at the moment. Obviously he's in threat of relegation. I think he's 17th at the moment. But actually that would be a relegation spot because Walker is at the bottom and he's exempt from relegation, as he did join past the threshold for getting relegated. So it's not fair if someone joins just for the last few races and then gets relegated for no points. And obviously we see with Walker, he has got the pace obviously for Premier League. It's P12 at the moment after pitting earlier on. And then Denzo's a bit closer to Emerson this time, and Sean's falling further back, and he is causing a bit of a train now. Knowlesy, Cowie, Crooksy, all close up behind, aren't they? Denzo then. This is where he's just going to hold it, and Chaz has got a 3-second penalty as well. penalties could be big here. He's taking a lot. I know we go. Don't get why the cars go so wide. I know you get a better entry, but surely that's going to kill your tyres running in the grass all the time. However, he's just gained 3 tenths off Emerson, so I can't talk. As we see, this is where I think Clarkey lost it in qualifying. Just got I'm going board with Dan Murphy. Got too much of this curve, went flying over to that left-hand side wall. I think that's what must have happened. Can't think of any other way how it did happen. Bradfield's still on the back of Dan Murphy. Not right on the back of him, but he's within DRS range, and Walker's caught up behind him now. Bradfield running P11's looking good. He's with us on the commentary team. What's the strategy for you? You're just going along as it comes. Oh, and Knowlesy and Sean, we have to interrupt. Knowlesy and Sean side by side. Knowlesy's gone down the inside and he gets the move done, but Sean is going back for it on the inside, but no, he's not going to get it. Knowlesy still had the DRS. Knowlesy takes the position then for P5. He's going to look to kick on now and close up to the top 4. Good start to the race for Knowlesy. Up next for Sean, he's got to defend from Cowie. Cowie's got a great exit. He's going to go to the outside. Surely not going to go for a move there, and he had to back out of it. That would have been a disaster. And Knowlesy's not managed to pull away from Sean's at all throughout this first sector. They go into sector 2 now. I'm sure Cowie's going to want to get these places as soon as possible. We know he's got the pace to be running at the front. He started right at the back. He hasn't got any penalties yet either. Sean goes wide there. I'm sure he'd have got a warning for that. Sean might still have DRS once we get to it, so that won't help Cowie's cause for getting past Sean. As Farf's got a 3-second time penalty now as well, down in P13. Serious Mushroom down in P15's also got a 3-second penalty. The gap between the top 2 still about 6 tenths, and Cowie's got a bit wobbly there. And I think Sean is going to survive this lap, as he has got the DRS still from Knowlesy. And Knowlesy's going to struggle to put away, and Tango and Rick Dalton are super close. I think Rick went round the outside. He's gone for the switcheroo now. He's got DRS. Is he going to go for the move? ERS activated, he goes to the outside. Oh, he's been squeezed a little bit there. He left just enough room there, Rick. And Rick keeps the position. Knowlesy's 4 seconds off Tango, so he's really struggling to pull away from this battle between Sean and Cowie and Crooksy, but Cowie on Sean is looking so much closer every time we go on board of it. I'm sure it's just a matter of time. Although say that, if Sean gets it right and places the car well throughout the whole lap and uses all his DRS on the straight, then he's got the advantage, isn't he? Because he's got track position. We see the cars behind all closing up now as well. Rick's nearly 3 seconds off his teammate Emerson now after challenging earlier on. Yeah, Sean's still going to be in DRS range unless he makes a mistake. In the last couple of corners of Sector 3. Tango on Rick, then how close is this going to be this time round? Keep our eyes on that. Oh, it's a poor entrance onto the straight from Tango, and he's too far back, isn't he, surely, to challenge from that. Let's have a look at Cowie then. Again, Sean gets a good exit, and he's got the DRS, isn't he, from Knowlesy in front. Cowie is gaining, but look, Sean is gaining on Knowlesy, and Crooksy's gaining on Cowie. Look, this is the DRS train we're going to have now. And this is going to help the guys behind on the hards. So Dan Murphy and Walker on the hards, they're not losing time to these guys in front because they're all holding each other up. Yeah, Knowlesy just can't put away from this battle because of the DRS on the straight. He needs one super lap to get out of it. And Sean will be under big pressure once he loses that DRS, and he's already looking a bit wobbly, isn't he? But again, Knowlesy not pulling away at all. Jay Bradfield's got his first 3-second time penalty. Oh, and he's spun. Bradfield's spun. He's onto the grass. Oh, and Walker's lost it as well at the same time. I'm not sure if that was because he was put off by Bradfield, but Bradfield's down P15. He is still on the back of Serious Mushroom. He needs to cool these tyres down a little bit. As we look at Cowie getting his first time 3-second penalty as we join him. And you can just see that was going to happen. He went very wide there. Wouldn't have actually gained anything from it, so that's the annoying thing. Knowlesy's a bit further in front of Sean this time, but it's still going to be DRS, isn't it, for Sean? And Cowie's got a much better exit on the penultimate corner, and he's right behind Sean this time. He's got his DRS open. ERS, he's not got too much of it though. As we get a yellow flag and Sloth's retired, and we get a virtual safety car. We're going to have a look on board with Jay's story. Where's Sloth lost it? He's lost it the same place Clarkey did in quali, isn't it? Yeah. He's lost his... Oh, I think it's both his left wheels, wasn't it? He slammed into that wall on the side, and this time it's only a VSC. So the guys on the mediums, if they want to go for a 2-stop, this would be a good opportunity for them to pit. Although look, everyone apart from Bradfield has already passed the pit lane. Good chance of Bradfield now on a 2. Oh, he's going to have to. If he's on a 2-stop, he's going to have to do about at least 14 laps on this stint to then go on softs for 10 laps at the end. But yeah, try and get 15 laps out of these mediums, I would, and it's softs to the end. A good decision to pit there, a cheaper pit stop for Bradfield. DRS is enabled as the VSC ends. He'll be closing up to the guys in front as well, so it's a really good decision there. And Sean has lost out slightly because he is falling behind Knowlesy now. He might be out of DRS range this time. Cowie was about to overtake him, wasn't he? It looked like it. But Cowie's now saved up his ERS. He's going to have another go on the straight this time. Hopefully for Cowie, Sean won't be in DRS. Oh, Cowie's gone quite wide though. Might give Crooksy a look in here. Sean's still going to have DRS, isn't he? Yep, he will. It is outside a second, but they crossed the activation line just before. Cowie should get Sean saying, Dylan, come on Red Bull, good move. Knowlesy saying shatters. It's obviously an old comment we've seen, and that was Knowlesy on Sean, the move he's talking about. And yeah, we can see the guys behind still catching up, aren't they? Any free team saying, Devin, Dorkett, no space at the moment, mate, but if you join as a reserve first. You'd get opportunities to race as a reserve when people can't make it, and then eventually we start our season 2 at the beginning of January, and there might be a seat available then, as Tango gets a 3-second time penalty then. I think that might have been his first one. We'll check soon, and as we can see, Sean is outside DRS, and he's creeped back in it then. Knowlesy not putting away as much as I thought he would. Although he's not losing time to the cars in front. This train's not losing at all, as Tango's really on the back of Rick still, so it's Rick and Tango are going the same pace as all the guys behind, because that gap around 3.5 seconds staying the same. And Sean's back to 8 tenths with Knowlesy. He's gone a little bit wide there, but I think Knowlesy did the same in front. He's going to be pushing it here, Sean, to stay in DRS range. He needs that DRS of Knowlesy to try and defend off Cowie and what will be Crooksy as well. And it's just over a second, isn't it? I don't think he's going to have it. It's under a second now, but no, when he crossed the white line it was over a second, so it's no DRS this time for Sean. And Cowie saved up a bit more ERS this time. DRS is activated. This is going to be an easy move, isn't it? He goes to the inside. Cowie gets in front. Oh, Sean's really late on the break. I know he's going to fight it. Sean goes to the outside. Cowie leaves just enough room. And Cowie, of course, has the DRS again, because it is a joint DRS thing. As soon as you... Oh, Cowie's gone a bit wide there. Sean, next up for him, he's got to defend of Crooksy. Yeah, a couple of the tracks are like it. Once you cross the first activation DRS line at the end of sector 3, you then have the DRS for the straight, and then coming out of turn 1 as well. Cowie then, he's going to be looking, it's 1.1 off Knowlesy. He'll be looking to close up definitely, and the battle commences from these two after their big crash last week, which was at the fault of a server error. There's no blaming that for Cowie at all. Of course, didn't have the footage for it, so that's why he got the quali ban, but that is all forgotten about now, because Cowie is well in this race. Will he get DRS this time round? I think he might, you know. I'm not sure exactly where the line is. I think I've just passed it though, hasn't he? Oh, he's got it. He's got DRS. Sean's also got DRS behind. Crooksy has too, and Chaz has really caught up to this battle as well, isn't he? Chaz is on the tail of this now. Crooksy gaining on Sean, though. That's going to be the main one to look at. Oh, he's gaining it. He's gaining it. He's not even using his ERS here, Crooksy. He's going to get a good exit here, and he's going to try and go for it here, I think. Sean with that DRS, it is going to help Sean defend. So yeah, Crooksy's not even using his ERS. He's saving it up, waiting until Sean's outside DRS range of Cowie, which he is now. So next lap, I think Crooksy will get it. But Sean, I don't know if he's saving fuel, but look at this. Crooksy's right on the back of him. And they do well to avoid contact there, and Crooksy did have to go wide. Sean's definitely going a lot slower now, though he's struggling with the tyres a lot more. He's been pushing them so hard. Or whether he's saving fuel because he's had to use so much, gaining, defending from Cowie. And look how quickly Cowie's caught onto the back of Knowlesy. It's still 8 tenths. We're not even giving much attention to the guys in front. It's still 7 or 8 tenths. It's the same order. Idenza and Emerson. Rick's about 4.4 further down. To the top two are pulling away even more. And Tango's still within DRS of Rick, but it's only one real proper overtaking opportunity here, isn't it? And that is down the straight. I think Knowles is a bit too far in front of Cowie this time for Cowie to be challenging. Sean's 1.7 back now already. Crooksy and Chaz are right in the back of him. Chaz will be really happy with the race he's had so far. As we see Crooksy laying on Sean, is he going to go for it? He's got a great chance. He thought about it, didn't he? And he fought against it, which I think was a sensible idea. Still got his ERS activated. DRS open, and for Crooksy, is he going to go for it this time? He's got the pace, and he stays away from it again. He does need to get past Sean quickly, because otherwise he's going to be under pressure from Chazza himself and Cowie or Knowles in the next 4 attempts as they finish Sector 1 and start Sector 2. Knowles, it's 4.6 on the guy behind me. Got a yellow flag for absolutely nothing. Look down at the screen, there's nothing going on where that sector was. Yeah, 4.6. Knowles is behind Tango now, so that gap has fallen slightly. Increased. So where Knowles had to change his racing line to defend from Cowie so far. However, his tyres are going off a bit more as well. Idenzo pits. We've just gone on board with Emerson. Idenzo's pit. I'm thinking it's going to be a medium-hard strategy for him. Let's have a look as he comes into the pits then. And Tango's really close up to Rick Dalton. Rick Dalton pits as well. Alongside his brothers, Jay Story gets a 3-second time penalty. It's hard tyres, a white stripe for Rick. Idenzo, hard tyres as well. And could have been medium soft, but I think medium hard for the front runners is going to be the best option, simply because they want to keep that track position. So Emerson takes the lead, and will he go for an overcut now? Look, he's activating that ERS. I'm sure his fuel's on rich. He's going to absolutely power it down this lap then. Idenzo going for the undercut then, although he was already in front, but to try and get out of that DRS range possibly from Emerson. And Emerson's going to absolutely blast it now to try and get the overcut. And hopefully, I presume he'll be pitting this lap. Emerson, and then hopefully he'll come out in front of Idenzo. We've got a spinner. Is that Chazza? It is. Chazza spun it. He spun it that same place where Bradfield and Farf lost it in qualifying, and he's come down in 12th now. He's right on the back of this battle, wasn't he? Between Sean and Crooksy. Such a shame. Cowie's still behind Knowlesy by about 3 attempts. We got Sean under pressure from Crooksy then. It was Chazza as well, but he's obviously spun now. Dan Murphy's up to 7th, under pressure from Farf and Clarkey. He've worked their way back through the field then. Rick Dalton getting past Chazza as well, and Chazza's struggling on these tyres. I'm sure he's going to come into the pits at the end of this lap then. Such a shame for Chazza. We're saying how much of a good race he's had, and Emerson and Knowlesy are both into the pits. Cowie stays out, and he's going to go for the overcut on Knowlesy. Let's see. Emerson's already got his hards on. Where does he come out in comparison to Idenzo? Idenzo's got traffic. Idenzo's got traffic, but he is out in front, isn't he? No, he's not. Oh, yes, he is. Just in front. There we go. He's been held up by Walker. Look, and Walker is getting out of the way of this battle, isn't he? Oh, I'm not sure. He might have just run wide. It's not worked too well, has it? As Walker is still side by side of Emerson. And Emerson, they make slight contact. Emerson has got that position, though. Great racing from these two guys. Emerson still the same gap to Idenzo. Idenzo obviously got held up a little bit. Tango leads from Cowie, from Sean. I'm sure all 3 of them are going to be pitting soon. But Dan Murphy's really holding up Farf, Clarkey, Idenzo and Emerson. So this might help close the gap. Makes things interesting now, because obviously Dan Murphy on the hard tyres on a different strategy. And it's going to help the runners down at the back as well. And Chazza has put on fresh hards. We've got a yellow flag, sector 1. It's an Alfa Romeo. It's Walker. Walker's spun it. Has he got? I think he has got wing damage. Looking at the car from there as well. Tango is in the pits. There is big wing damage from Walker. Not quite sure if that was by himself or not. Let's look at this train Dan Murphy's causing here. As we see, Sean comes in the pits. Cowie and Tango in the pits as well. And Walker is spinning it again. He needs to cool those tyres down as he gets passed by Knowles. Now I'm sure 14 laps of hards. He's letting Crooksy pass as well. Let's see what we got going on then. A few guys in the pits. Clarkey up into P3, Farf P2, Dan Murphy P1. Of course, they've all still got to pit. Farf did pit right at the beginning of the race, but that was under the safety car. He's going down the inside. Clarkey down the inside of Farf. They make contact. That was a really risky move from Clarkey there. Idenzo and Emerson are right behind. Walker's retired the car in the pits. And Idenzo and Emerson have got to be careful in the back of this battle, and this is going to help. Guys like Rick Dalton and Tango are all they're going to close up to this battle, because Dan Murphy's really holding these guys up. They're not going to move out of the way for Idenzo. And Emerson nearly breaks into the back of Idenzo. Idenzo's going to be under pressure from Emerson though for the race lead as well. Of course, this is obviously for fourth at the moment, but the guys in front haven't pitted. Oh, Clarkie's glitching all over the place there. Looks like it went flying into the wall for a minute. If Clarkie breaks when Idenzo's not expecting it, it might give Emerson the run on Idenzo. Absolutely fantastic battle this. Farf and Clarkie, how long before they pit then? I'm sure Clarkie on 17 laps on those mediums comes in soon, as he comes in now, and that is going to leave Idenzo pretty susceptible to pressure from Emerson. Of course, Idenzo's got the DRS, but he's not got as much of a toe as we see in front. Farf on Dan Murphy then. He thinks about it, but he thinks against it in the end. 3.9 then to Rick. So Rick is closing up on this battle slightly, just because they're having to go slower as Clarkie comes. He goes onto the hard tyre then. Still, yeah, Rick's got a big opportunity here to close the gap, as has Tango and Cowie as well. Cowie did get out ahead of Knowlesy, so I don't know if Knowlesy got held up in traffic, but Cowie did get past him in the pits. And Bradfield and Clarkie are fighting there for P11. Clarkie on the fresh hards. Bradfield thinks against fighting that one. 3.3 then. Rick's gained 7 tenths on this battle as well. Dan Murphy's really put a spanner into the works here. He's really confusing the situation for Idenzo and Emerson. Rick's caught up to them about a second in the last half a lap. Farf, I think, might come into the pits soon and put on another set of mediums. Dan Murphy comes in the pits. Farf comes in the pits as well, so that's going to be the end of that battle then. But Idenzo's going to be under pressure here from Emerson, isn't he? He's got no toe from anyone in front. This really hasn't helped Idenzo. Let's see. Emerson's gaining, but Idenzo, of course, has still got that DRS that he got as he crossed the line before the two cars pitted. Puts us back on track again. So Rick Dalton 3.1. You should see that gap start to increase again. Tango's a second off Rick, so that battle commences again. Cowie's in 5th. He's in a bit of a race of his own at the moment. 5 seconds off Tango. 2.2 clear of Knowlesy. He's a further 2 clear of Crooksy. Further 2 clear of Sean. Further 2 clear of Clarkie. Bradfield will be about 2 seconds further back soon, but Dan Murphy and Farf have come out in 11th and 12th from these fresh mediums, and they're going to be putting a big amount of pressure on the Bradfield soon. So the battle for 10th is the only real battle on track at the moment, apart from the battle for first, of course, as Bradfield gets a 3-second time penalty. We'll go on board with Farf then. We can see all 3 cars this way then. And Tango's got within DRS of Rick as well, so that's another battle to watch out for that final podium spot. Of course, Tango does have a penalty. And Chaz has just picked up another 3-second penalty as well. He's down in 14th. Serious Mushroom down in 13th. He's not had a fantastic race. And we've got a yellow flag, and that is for Chazza again. I think this time he's just clipped that curb on the right-hand side, isn't he? Such a shame for Chaz. He looked like he had some points in the bag today. And Idenzo being caught by Emerson then. Again, he's just not close enough. These two incredible races, aren't they? Never seen pace like it. Never seen pace like it. He's getting closer this time, Emerson. I'm sure he's not going to go for it. He's just too far back. Idenzo knows what he's doing. And yeah, that gap has extended to Rick, as Farf's got a 3-second time penalty as well. Tango's 7 tenths off Rick, and Dan Murphy's getting past Bradfield well then on the straight. And Farf's going to have a look on the inside as well, I think. And Farf's got it as well. Fair racing there from Bradfield. He's still got to pit, Bradfield, and these guys are just incredibly quick, aren't they? See Dan Murphy and Farf down in 10th and 11th. I think really shows you how quick some of these guys are. It's still about half a second between Idenzo and Emerson, as it has been pretty much the whole race so far. Idenzo just... It does look like he's going to have to make a mistake of some sort in the last couple of corners for Emerson to have that chance. Or maybe a time penalty. He might do it in the end. But we rarely see Idenzo get penalties. And again, Idenzo just manages to get enough onto the straight, doesn't he? Look, he's just a bit too far away. Not got much ERS left either for Emerson. And the same again as Tango is gaining on Rick though, down into the braking zone. We've got 2 close battles, a battle for first and a battle for third. Like I said, that gap to Cowie's about the same, and the same for the Knowlesy and Crooksy and Shaw, all behind. It is about 2.5 seconds still. Clarkey is catching up to Sean though for that P8, and Clarkey of course has got some insane pace, hasn't he? He has had a couple of issues so far in this race, so he didn't qualify as well, might not be his favourite track. You'd expect him to be in a battle with Idenzo and Rick, as Cowie's got another 3-second time penalty, so that's going to demote him a couple of places as things stand. Sean in P8 then won't give up easily, will it? He races really fair, but he races hard as well, Sean does. And he's fantastic at it. This is what he likes best. That's what he does best anyway. I don't know whether he likes it or not. But Clarkey will want to get a wiggle on, just because Dan Murphy and Farf behind are on fresh mediums. And they will start to close the gap if Clarkey can't get this move done soon. As Dan Murphy's got a 3-second time penalty then. So time penalties, a lot of people have got penalties apart from the top 3, which shows, which is absolutely incredible, because the pace they got as well, getting it without penalties. Knowlesy and Clarkey also without penalties as well. Emerson, again, he got a bit closer, but not close enough. Again, he's getting closer, but again, just not close enough. And Tango's even further away from Rick this time. Such a difficult place to overtake, isn't it? A lot of respect between the drivers as well, as Clarkey's getting past Sean down into turn 1. It looks like he did it pretty comfortably as well. Sean's already falling back. He's not close enough as Farf's getting past Dan Murphy as well. Down Murphy. Moves down Dan Murphy, there we go, into P11. Farf's going to be on a charge now to Sean. You can see him up in front as well. Sean chasing Clarkey. Well, not really chasing him, is he? He's falling back from Clarkey. He's still got the same battles out in front of him. Well, Clarkey's getting a bit wobbly there though. And Crooksy's got another 3-second time penalty of his own. So that'll push Clarkey up, because Crooksy's now got 6. Have a quick look at the penalties. There we go, then we've got 6. Oh, it's 9 seconds Tango's got on penalties. So Rick won't know this, but if Tango really sends one, which I'm sure he won't anyway, but if he does, it's not worth Rick fighting, because Tango's got 9 seconds, Cowie's got 6. So actually Knowlesy would be P4 at the moment. And Idenzo's getting passed by Emerson. Emerson went down the outside. He's got the better traction, isn't he? He's got a better line. Is he going to get the move done? Idenzo's on the outside. He's going to fight it still. He's still going. And he does get it done. Emerson gets the move done. Tango spun. Tango spun as well. Oh, we had absolutely nothing going on. We look away for 1 second. And Emerson's got a 3-second time penalty as well. And we see Emerson get past Idenzo. And because we're looking at that, we missed the battle between Rick and Tango. At 24 laps, we've had nothing going on between them. And then they decide to overtake on the same blimmin' lap, so we missed one of them. But well done to Emerson getting that move done. Of course, he has got that 3-second time penalty though, doing it. And Tango, I'm sure he's got major wing damage. He's falling down the order. And yes, he has got big wing damage to that right-hand side. Not sure if it was contact with Rick or not. But he's in trouble now, Tango. 9 seconds of penalties as well. He's going to have to come in the pits. Unless there's a safety car. It's looking pretty bleak for Tango. Wow, it's starting to liven up here, isn't it? So Idenzo at the moment would still win the race, just because of the amount of that 3-second penalty. Emerson, if he's going to win this race, he needs Idenzo to get a penalty really, or pull away by 3 seconds from Idenzo. I don't think that is going to happen when they've been about half a second the whole race. But fair play to Emerson for going for the move. Kept it nice and clean as well. Idenzo left enough room. Fantastic battle. Rick's now 6 seconds behind, although that P3 looks pretty comfortable for him, doesn't it? As Farf's getting past Sean for P8. And they're fighting it. Sean's on the outside. Farf on the inside then. And Farf gets a move done. Looked pretty good from where I saw. So Sean's down to P9 on those hard tyres. Towards the end, Farf and Dan Murphy's mediums might start to go off. So Sean might come back into play then. Dan Murphy's are in DRS range of Sean now as well. So that's the next problem for Sean to defend, is that final point. It was going to be for P11, but of course after Tango's spin, Tango is on fresh mediums now. Chaz is in P14. Fair play to them both carrying on. I know a lot of drivers that are just have an insight like that and think, oh, stuff it, let's just retire in the pits. Fair play to them for carrying on. That's what we like to see. It is about 9 tenths now between Emerson and Idenzo. And Emerson's actually got DRS himself because of the Ghost of Jay story, who is a lap down now. If Idenzo gets a couple of corners wrong here, Emerson might be out of the DRS range for Idenzo, and then he might be able to put away. Look, it's the second now already. And Idenzo locks up. So there we go. Emerson might have a chance of pulling that 3 seconds away then. Maybe Emerson was slightly faster than Idenzo the whole time, just couldn't get the move done. Be interesting to see. Cowie has gained on Rick, though Cowie's got 6 seconds of penalty, so it will put him down to 5th at the moment. Knowlesy in P5 is looking really good. He needs to stay away from the penalties, away from the curbs, and at least within 6 seconds of Cowie, and then that P4 could be his. And who's to say there's not to be another incident yet. 9 laps left. We'll have a quick look into the comments. Brilliant battle for the lead of the race, saying Dylan. Absolutely, it was a fantastic battle, really clean. The pace of these guys, absolutely incredible. So that's such a shame. There's only 2 of them at the moment. Of course, we'd love to see Clarkey up there as well, but he's had a bit more of a difficult race today, which it will come every now and then. I remember at the beginning of the season, Idenzo was not at the top at all with Siege and Cowie. It comes and swings around in roundabouts, doesn't it? And Idenzo's 1.4 seconds off Emerson now. So Emerson really looking faster at this stage of the race on these hard tyres, isn't he? He's going to try and pull out that 3 second gap he needs to win 3 races in a row. We have got a yellow flag. I think that's for Chazza again. It is. He's hit that white curb again, isn't he? And he's gone spinning around. And it's such a shame for Chazza because that white curb has ruined his race. Cowie in 4th, still about 4.4 back to Knowles. As we see Bradfield come into the pits then. He's done well with that battle on those medium tyres. It's softs to the end now. He's done that stint very, very well. I'm sure he'll come out in P12 too. Obviously he is the only one on soft tyres, so he'll be going for fastest lap. And Chazza, I think he's had another spin as well. He needs to cool those hards down. If I was Chazza, I'd put on soft tyres and compete for fastest lap now. Might be able to take a point off somebody else. And Tango's retired the car in the pits then. So Tango, such a shame to see there, but he wasn't going to get any points unless there was a safety car. I'm not sure what happened with his crash there. He lost a lot of his wing. And Knowlesy's got a 3 second time penalty then, so that keeps Cowie in P4 for now. Knowlesy won't be happy with that, but who's to say Cowie won't get more penalties? That is the thing Cowie seems to struggle the most with, is the penalties, isn't it? Idenzo's got back within DRS range of Emerson. Not sure if Emerson made a mistake somewhere, but it's 7 tenths now. It was about 1.4, wasn't it? Last lap, so he's taken a good 7 tenths at lap Idenzo. Battle's back on then. Next battle track is for P9. Dan Murphy on the straight. He's got DRS on Sean. He's going to go down the inside. Sean gives him the room. Good battle this. Good battle. Dan Murphy's going to have the outside line. I wish we could have a better camera view. There we go, that's better. Dan Murphy swings it around the outside. He's going to get the move done. It's great battling. And he does get the move done. It's a fantastic move from Dan Murphy there. I'm going to take your hat off to that. I wouldn't be able to race side by side with that. Absolutely no. Fantastic from Sean there to find the grip on the hard tyres, to leave enough room, and from Dan to go for the move as well. Brilliant effort there. And that's for P9 as well. Although because Dan took longer to get past Sean, he has fallen 3 seconds behind Favre, who he was battling with before. And Crooksy is within DRS range of Knowlesy. He needs to save some fuel at some point as his fuel gauge is yellow. And he's saving that through these corners. It's back over a second now between the guys at the front. Rick Dalton only 2.7 clear of Cowie. Obviously with penalties, Rick will comfortably have that P3. There might be a battle on track towards the end of the race. Crooksy's not got DRS. He must have just fallen outside the 1 second range then before the activation line. Clarkey in P7. Yeah, let's have a look at Clarkey, because with his penalties, he's got no penalties. So with Crooksy's, he'll be up to P6, and obviously Cowie and Knowlesy have got some penalties. So if they're to get any more, Clarkey could be challenging for P4 as well. Rick's getting a bit bored, I think, in P3. He's looked to have nailed that. He just needs to avoid making any mistakes now. And Rick's looking really good for P3. Again, the top two. It's 1.3 the gap. Emerson needs a 3 second gap with the current state of play with penalties. Tango saying sorry I had to retire. He was having bad pains in his hands after coming out of the pits. Zorinez saying hi, I'm Cranet on PS4. Do I remember? Yes, I do remember Cranet. Had some races of him back on F1 2019. Good to see you, mate. 1.4 the gap between the top two. We've got to keep our eyes on that. Crooks here, 7 tenths off Knowlesy. Let's have a look how many penalties Crooksy's got. Is 6 seconds and Knowlesy's only 3, so of course Crooksy does want this move done. So if Knowlesy's to get one more penalty, it is for 5th place, isn't it? Knowlesy's definitely losing a bit of pace at this stage of race. They've only got 5 laps left. Looks like Idenzo's doing enough. He's just going to need to avoid getting any more penalties. He's out of VRS here, Crooksy. Whereas Knowlesy's got a bit more saved up, hasn't he? Just looking better for him. Clarkey's 2 seconds off this battle then. Farf 1.6 off Clarkey. I'm not sure if he's going to gain any more, as those medium tyres are going to start to lose their life a lot quicker than the hards, aren't they? Dan Murphy, the gap's about the same. Sean's clinging on to that final point. Serious Mushroom, we've not seen too much from today. He's been towards the bottom of the field. He's running nicely in P11 as we've got a yellow flag, and it's for Chazza again, I think, isn't it? On those hard tyres, he's got some damage now to that right side end plate, hasn't he? Shame there for Chazza. Bradfield in 12th then. Don't think he did get fastest lap. He's fallen further back. It is just between the top 11 bollocks. Chazza's in the pits. Serious Mushroom P11 and 8 seconds off P10 as well, so he'll be needing a safety car or something towards the end, or maybe one more guy to have a spin. Let's see what Chazza does. Is he going to come onto the fresh softs? He is coming onto the softs. He's going to change his wing, put the softs on, and he's going to have a look at fastest lap, isn't he? Going to get passed by Jay Story for P13 though. Great to see Chazza still carrying on there. Absolutely love that. 1.1 between the guys in front. Oh, he's taking a risk there. Idenzo nearly went 4 wheels off. 10 seconds back to P3. It just shows the pace of the top twos. A league of their own. Knowlesy's again still falling back from Cowie. Crooksy's gaining, isn't he? Clarkey's gaining too. So Clarkey, if he can pull up to these two, P5 could be his. He needs to be within 3 seconds of Knowlesy and avoid getting any penalties himself. Oh. We got a yellow flag. I think that's for Chazza again, isn't it? Oh, it's Jay Story's gone off. Jay Story's just getting out of the way, and Chazza has clipped that right hand side of curb again. He's not having a good time at all at the moment, is he? After his best qualifying for a long time, he just keeps clipping that right curb, and his tyres are going to be on fire now. He's struggling getting through the corners. Shame for Chaslin down in 14th. He's still got a chance at the fastest lap if he can save up his ERS for another lap. Oh, and he spins it yet again. He needs to be a bit more careful now. It's Jay Bradfield laps him. Let's have a look. Crooksy then. Crooksy on Knowlesy. Oh, it's down into the braking zone as while the gap is as close as it is. He still needs to save fuel at some point as well. He's low on ERS, whereas Knowlesy's got plenty of fuel left and plenty of ERS saved up. So Knowlesy's looking in good shape in this battle. Of course, Crooksy has got more penalties. But as it stands, Clarkey's going to have that P5. He's watching this battle from a bit of a distance at the moment, but with the penalties of the guys in front, which he'll be able to see on his screen, I think. Yellow flag, and it's for Chazza again, I think, isn't it? Yes, it is. Emerson comes past to lap Chazza for a second time. Idenzo 1.2 behind him. Crooksy's got another 3-second penalty, and that could change things even more, because that at the moment would put Farf ahead of him, possibly even Dan Murphy, as Crooksy gets past the ghost of Knowlesy. No, Knowlesy's out of the session. Knowlesy is out of the session, and we're going to quickly get him another invite. He should have spare invites anyway, but we'll get him another one just in case. He has been kicked a couple of times from the session, hasn't he? There we go, he's got an invite. Hopefully he can get back in as soon as possible. He's still going to have that position off Crooksy if he can get back in soon. It's going to be on his ghost under pressure from Farf now as well. Oh, Knowlesy's falling down the order now. Let me see Farf get past. Dan Murphy's going to be up next. He's got a good few seconds. Hopefully Knowlesy can get back in the session. Don't know why people just keep getting kicked. I thought they'd sort these servers by now. So Crooksy, it looked like he was catching up to Knowlesy, which he was. He's now suddenly out there on his own, and Clarkey hunting him down. I say this isn't even a battle really, the amount of penalties for Crooksy. Clarkey with none. So I'm sure Crooksy's Not going to fight this too hard. Right, Fast closing up to this battle now as well. And Knowlesy's not yet back in the session, is he? So that point for Serious Mushroom could become available. And the gap between the top two still 1.1 seconds in, have not long started. The penultimate lap, Knowlesy's back in the session. It's good to see when he comes back. He'll be in P9, unfortunately. Because Dan Murphy's now going to get past him, isn't he? There we go, Dan Murphy's passing. Clarkey closing up to Crooksy's, just not quite enough. Crooksy's tyres are 2 laps older, aren't they? Let's quickly have a look at position change. Yeah, Cowie P4, absolutely incredible. Crooksy as well. Oh, he's gone down the inside, Clarkey, and he thinks against it. In the end, he breaks late. And Knowlesy's left the session again. Oh no. Oh look, Clarkey's going to the outside. Is he seriously going to go for a move here? Surely not. It goes to the outside. Oh, fantastic move from Clarkey. He went off the track a bit there. And fair play to Crooksy for not fighting it too hard. He knows that's not really his battle with the penalties he's got. Our intervals are gone for some reason as well. Not quite sure it's done that. Knowlesy out of the session again. Sean is back past him. Serious Mushroom that get past him will quickly get Knowlesy one more invite. He might be able to cling on to that final point if he gets back in. Not quite sure. It's just a few pits. It's been Sloth, it's been Knowlesy, and it's always Tango, isn't it? But Knowlesy and Sloth have been the two today that keep getting kicked. I'm not sure why. It's 1.2 then as they start the final lap. Emerson and Idenzo. Rick's 11.6 behind. Cowie 3 seconds back. Clarkey then's quite a way back, but he's got no penalties, has he? What is that? How far back? It's 8 seconds. Cowie's got 6 seconds, so yeah, still needs 2 seconds, doesn't he? Farf could be on for P6 here then. Knowlesy then is going to be caught by Serious Mushroom by the looks of things. Only 3 seconds for Mushroom himself. So unless Knowlesy gets back in pretty quickly. As we see Chazza there as well. I was going to say, I thought I saw 2 cars right next to each other then. I can't see any on the timings. It's because there's a car being lapped. Chazza pitted again, I think, for some more fresh softs. We'll be looking for fastest lap. We're on board with Emerson as he goes through the final couple of corners. Started second, was looking like he was going to be second the whole race. He made an adventurous move on Idenzo, didn't he? And he got it done, but he has got that 3-second time penalty, as you can see on the corner. So Emerson, after winning the last 2 races, will cross the line in first, but will be demoted to second because Idenzo will win the Hungarian Grand Prix. He won 5 in a row in October. Emerson's won the last 2. Idenzo takes it back then. Rick Dalton's going to take home a comfortable P3. He was under pressure from Tango for a long time. Tango spun out then, and Rick Dalton was left to take that podium. Great race from Rick. Cowie takes P4 then. Brilliant effort after starting at the back. Clarkey's going to take a comfortable P5, and that was down to 1.2 in the end because having no penalties. Crooksy takes P6, but Farf gets P6 because of the penalties for Crooksy. And Dan Murphy, oh, he's only 2/10 off 7th then. Reserving for us today. Sean crosses the line for P9, and Serious Mushroom is going to take that final point in P10 then. There we go. Knowlesy, unfortunately, he was on for a good P5 or 6, wasn't he? But he kept getting kicked from the session, and he ends up P11. Well, we just wait for Bradfield to cross the line in P12. That early spin took him out of the race, really, didn't it? He takes P11 in the end as Knowlesy's moved down for some reason. Cowie will be given driver of the day by the game, I'm sure of that, but we'll do our own after. Oh, it's giving it to Farf. I do apologise, Farf. We'll do our own driver of the day, as always, in a vote in the Premier League race check-in. Wow, it was a great race. Did see a few DNFs, but we saw in qualifying it was always going to be a difficult one. People kept spinning it, didn't they? We see Idenzo then take that top step of the podium back from Emerson. We've loved having Emerson reserved the last few weeks for us. It'd be great if he can. Next week as well, double Mercedes podium then for as Rick Dalton had a race by himself, didn't he really, up until, well, since Tango spun out. Well done the Cowie, P4, absolutely incredible race from there. Clarkey, he had a difficult race, didn't he? Difficult qualifying as well after spinning out on his second lap, second run, but still takes a comfortable P5 in the end. No penalties too, solid race from Clarkey. Farf with some good points after spinning in qualifying and losing his wheel too. Didn't get a lap set. Crooksy P7 after the dreadful qualifying he had with those 2 5-place grid penalties. Dan Murphy with 8th place as well. Sean gets P9. He was in a lot of the action, wasn't he? And Serious Mushroom had a quiet race towards the back, but still managed to pick up a point as well. He always manages to get in the point somehow. I always say that about Serious Mushroom. Bradfield in P12, then it was actually Knowlesy in P11. Bradfield in P12. It's put Knowlesy further down, not quite sure why. Jay Storm and Chazza were a lap down in the end, but they've had some fantastic efforts, and fair play to them staying in. Tango, Walker, Sloth, Nightwing and Siege, and all out of the race. The inquiry will start them. Fantastic racing. Really enjoy watching that then. Idenzo's back in his winning form then. Looks like it's going to be pretty difficult to shake off then. It is going to be next week when we start looking at permutations for him winning the title. Oh, Jockey Hockey in the comments saying GG. Jockey Hockey, of course, can't race with us at the moment, but he's going to be racing the championship next year as well. He's agreed to do that as time is better for him. So we're going to end the stream there. Fantastic race. Enjoyed watching that one. Really quick. Can't believe Idenzo and Emerson, how clean they kept it, how quick they are. Absolutely incredible. Thank you all for watching. Thanks for joining us, and we'll see you on Friday again then. Or actually on Thursday, in fact. We're over on Twitch with ALR Vintage doing his practice sessions. So if you want to join that, that would be fantastic. And then we'll see you next week. I'm not sure what track it is actually for League One, but for Championship and Premier League, it is going to be Brazil. So we'll see you in Lagos next week.